Hi, my name's Emma and welcome to my kitchen. I'm a member of Her with Pins and Needles, but also I have my own little home baking business called Buttercream Cakes by Emma Pearson. You can find me on Facebook or on Instagram. If you're stuck at home at the moment and you're wanting to bake, if you pop along to my page and like it, you'll see that most days I'm putting out there a recipe that's easy to follow and something that you could bake at home. Also, I have a couple of baking booklets. I have a second one called Baking with Children, which you can find the link to on my page. But this one, Baked with Love, inspired by my mum, who was a great baker. Lots of easy recipes on there. If you live locally, I can drop one through your door, or if you'd like one posting. These cost £4 or £5 if I'm posting, because they are quite heavy. Some nice recipes in there though for you to keep yourself happy with at home. So today I'm going to show you how to make a really quick and easy biscuit recipe. They keep really well in a jar or in a tin if you can keep them away from children for that long. Really simple, don't have any egg in there, so you could make these gluten-free and dairy-free or vegan if you needed to. And they're just called fork biscuits. Really simple. Sometimes I call them thumbprint biscuits. You can change it. Stick your thumb in the middle of it and put a dollop of jam before you bake, and they look really nice and nice to do with children. 3 really simple ingredients, and here they are. I've got them weighed out already, and easy to remember because we have 50 grams of one, 100 grams of the next, and 150 grams of the next. 50, 100 and 150. So I'm starting off with 50 grams of caster sugar. If you haven't got caster and you've only got granulated, don't worry, it will work. Or if you've even got brown sugar, that will work too. Caster is probably the best to use. So I'm just tipping that into my bowl. And then I've got 100 grams of baking spread. You can use butter if you like, it gives a slightly richer biscuit. Baking spread is already softened, so it makes it nice and easy for this recipe. Okay, and that's straight in. And I'm literally just going to cream those together. Slightly different than a sponge for this because we're literally just mixing them until they're mixed together. And that should just take you a minute or so. Using a wooden spoon here. This one was made by one of my children in DT at school. You can use palette knife if you like, or you could use metal spoon. It doesn't really matter at all for this. Okay, so they're literally just mixed together like that. You can see how simple that was because it was already softened. If you're using butter, make sure it's softened, not runny, but softened already. And then straight in with 150 grams of self-raising flour. Okay. I'm going to save a little bit back just for dusting my side with in a moment. Now, if you wanted to, you could add a little bit of flavouring now, if you liked, some vanilla essence or something like that. But these are really just nice as they are. So I'm making now, rather than a batter, you can see it's much stiffer than that. It's more of a dough mix. Really tasty and very Moorish. When I've made this with my daughter before, it's really hard to stop her eating it at this stage because it's really tasty. As soon as you've got fat and sugar together in a cake or in a biscuit, it tastes really tasty. If you're wanting to make these vegan, just use Vitalite for your baking spread. Works really well with gluten-free flour, so you can make that free from as well. So you can see the consistency there, it's just coming away from the side of the bowl. Now this will make around 16 biscuits of that size. You can make them bigger or smaller, however you want. I've lined 2 baking trays with baking parchment. If you haven't got baking parchment, you can just use a little bit of baking spread over the top to stop them sticking. You want to roll out some balls, large marble size, something like that. Like I said, this one will make about 16, so you could divide that up already. I'm going to be able to get about 8 on each of these. You need to leave quite a gap in between because they do flatten out slightly. So when you've got all your little balls like so. Just give them a little squish down. Like I said before, if you want to, you can do a thumbprint in the middle and fill with some jam. Don't overfill because it pours over the sides. But for these ones, if you just want to wet the back of a spoon, the back of a fork, sorry, and then literally just squash down like so. And then do that for the remaining biscuits. Okay, so I'm putting the last one on now. Don't overfill your tray. 8 is about enough. I'm just dipping the fork into some water to stop it sticking. Press down quite hard and it comes out like a really cute little dinosaur foot afterwards. Make sure they're all really well indented. If you wanted to use a little bit of the extra flour on the side just to make sure that you're getting a really nice dough, that works. You could put any flavour in there, amaretto, a little bit of cocoa powder would be nice, and that would make a chocolate one, whatever you like. Bake these similar to baking a sponge cake, 160, 170 in the oven for 15 to 20 minutes until they come out golden brown. Put them, as soon as they come out of the oven, leave the tray just for a few minutes for the biscuits to start to harden, and then you can transfer them straight onto a cooling rack until they're perfectly cold, or eat them straight away when they're warm. They're really nice. Hope you've enjoyed that, nice and quick and easy, and I hope I can help you in the future.